Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good morning to all the viewers. I am Hiral Tatia. Protean eGov Technologies listed on the bourses today. An interesting one if you see at the upper end of the price band. It is valued at a price to earnings of almost 29.9 times its FY23 numbers. We're looking at a market cap of somewhere close to 3,200 odd crores. And clearly from here on, what's going to be the roadmap ahead for the company? That's what we will be discussing. Joining us on the show is Suresh Sethi, MD and CEO at Protean eGov Technologies. Suresh, good morning and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Thanks for having me here.
Always a pleasure and congratulations on the listing today. My first question coming to you overall is, clearly we've been looking at the company in terms of the dominance it has in the space. Experienced management team with the expertise. From here on, you have a track record of a sustained revenue and PAT growth, a CAGR of around 11% and 8% during that FY21 to 23 period respectively. Is this something that you would be maintaining from here on, or you think it will be better?
You see, the company has, as you rightly said, gone on a strong diversification. Our core strengths lie in contributing to building the digital public infrastructure for the nation. We were earlier, or rather today as we speak, we are running three large businesses in the space of taxation, then the Central Record Keeping Agency business for the pension schemes, both National Pension Scheme and Atal Pension Yojana, where we run the largest CRA in the country. And in the identity space, where we provide a whole set of services on the back of Aadhaar and on the back of the PAN database that we hold for the nation. So the company is diversifying into new sectors, very much aligned with the new Digital India vision, where primarily there are a lot of interventions, open digital ecosystems getting created in multiple sectors of the economy. The company has invested in people and technology in open source solutions to be able to contribute across sectors as diverse as digital commerce, mobility, health, agriculture, education. Likewise, on another front, we are diversifying and building on top of our identity stack, where we've also got an account aggregator license, and we are building value-added services in the space of data analytics, enabling digital lending, providing end-to-end onboarding journeys. And we've also invested in a cloud services and infosec consulting business, again, leveraging the company's large experience in managing national databases at scale for the last 2 decades plus. So as we diversify from a 3 to a 6 stack, business model, the new lines of business are clearly ones where there's a lot of value addition. These are B2B and B2C models, where we are enabling consumer and corporate tech. So we see this as a good thrust in, looking at the entire business model of the company. And also at the same time, we are looking at this entire e-governance stack to take it global into international markets, where there are countries at a stage of evolution where maybe India was around 10 years ago. And infrastructure interventions like Aadhaar, like UPI have made the change for us. And that is what other countries are looking at doing. And Protean is well poised to be able to take those technologies to global markets.
Right. So, Suresh, with all of this said and done, when you talk about diversification as well, right? One, you are building capacity around data analytics, as you mentioned. You are focusing on newer sectors as well. How is the revenue contribution with regards to newer segments expected to pan out? What is that mix going to look like?
So see, the new businesses are very aligned with our core strengths, because we are leveraging on the fact that as a company which has contributed to creating digital public infrastructure at scale, as we get into new areas and new sectors within the economy which are looking at similar infrastructure rails on which to provide services. So that is where the company believes that we have experience which counts. And we are again at the same time investing in technology which is current and which is what is being adopted, especially the learnings India has in building a layered digital public infrastructure, where at the base we have the the open standards, and on top of it, you open up the entire infrastructure for public and private enterprise to build consumer and corporate tech. So the company in a way is pivoting. We are not just enabling the public infrastructure, we are getting into layers above, which we term as the innovation layer, which is where you build the high value adding consumer and corporate tech. And those are areas which definitely with value added services are areas which have also got then better margins compared to a commoditized play which happens with the public infrastructure where you're looking at low margins and high volumes. So that we see the nudge or the direction in which the company is growing. And I think it will be a huge complementarity for us to work both at the innovation layer and at the infrastructure layer, which has been a strength of the company for the last 2 decades plus.
So that's what we've spoken about in terms of various segments. If you have to look at geographies as well, you are looking to expand into more contemporary geographies going ahead. From now, if you have to look at the next 12 to 18 months, how is that expected to pan out? Where are you looking at expanding? And what geographies will lead the business?
So today, if we look at from a geographic expansion point of view, our focus is largely on developing countries. Countries today which are looking at identity stacks, very much like the Aadhaar ecosystem that we have created in our country. Similarly, when you're looking at projects around taxation, around social security. So these are some of the fundamental digital public infrastructure that these countries do believe that if they are able to create it, their e-governance stack and their citizen-centric services can be significantly enhanced. And for us, we've seen a lot of opportunity in the African subcontinent and Southeast Asia. And these are the markets that we are focusing on currently.
And from here on, what is going to be that growth driver that you will watch out for? And what's the next milestone that the company wants to achieve?
So I think the growth drivers, as I said, it's the complementarity of moving from a 3 to a 6 sector stack. And that is where we are seeing all these areas as being complementary. So one is expansion as a DPI contributor into multiple sectors. The second pivot the company has to move from not just a services and solutions company into a product company and building consumer and corporate tech, which means we move away from the commoditized services at the infra level and move into the innovation layer. And last but not least is the geographic expansion. So these are the 3 levers that we are looking at for the company to diversify and grow upon.
That's something that investors will be watching out for as well. Thank you, Suresh, so much for joining us on the show and sharing the views. So that's the management clearly indicating what the future is expected to look like. That's all that we have on this session. Thanks for watching, and lots more lined up on the other side. Please stay tuned to BK Prime.